Greetings to you from St. Joseph's Center, the very center where everything about the diocese happens. And I'm speaking to you from the chapel that we often use for various meetings, beginning of meetings here at St. Joseph's Center in Sophia Town. Could this be for you? For the Christian, a vocation is not just something that God calls us to do, it is also the person that God calls us to be. When Jesus called his first disciples by the Lake of Galilee, it wasn't just so that they could help him in his work, it was so that their lives could be transformed through his friendship and his love. God created each of us with unique gifts and talents. Each of us is called to use our special gifts and talents in the service of God and others. God's call is sometimes difficult to describe, but it's about finding your niche in life where you are your best self and how you can best use the talents and the gifts that God has given you. Being created by God, loved by God, called by God, there are many possibilities in life. Vocation comes in many forms, including the ordained ministry as deacons or as priests, or religious life such as being a religious sister or a monk, or belonging to a tertiary or an associate of a religious order. Now, do you want to explore and find out about the process of training to be ordained a deacon or priest? We're going to look briefly at the different stages on the road to ordination. So basically there are 4 steps on the journey of ordination. The first one being Fellowship of Exploration, or FOX as it's also known. Then the second step is Discernment Conference. The third step is Ordinance Training, and then of course followed by post-ordination training. So you ask yourself, if I'm interested in doing this, what should I do first? Well, first step is to talk to your rector or priest in charge in your parish, speak to your family and talk to them about how you are interested in exploring a calling to the ordained ministry. Then if you have a partner, a prayer partner or a wife or a husband, speak to them as well. And then lastly, come and speak to somebody or myself at School for Ministries for clarification and guidance. And after you've done all of this, the first step then is to joining the Fellowship of Exploration.
FOX is really about exploring. So along with learning about a variety of topics like systems theory, types of leadership, gifting, Anglican liturgy, and so on, you are also given the opportunity to reflect on your own strengths or weaknesses in these areas and to grow. And no matter how familiar you are with the topic, or for example, how long you've been a parish minister and how much you already know, every month on every single topic I learned something new that I could apply. The content is covered over 2 years. So for the month I missed in 2017, even though I had met the requirements and was an ordinand in 2019, I was back at FOX that same month 2 years later to fill in the missed session. FOX is about a level of commitment and discipline, which is also part of the exploration process.
The Fellowship of Exploration, or FOX, is a 2-year program run by the School for Ministries. It provides an environment to explore a possible calling to the ordained ministry. And this happens through lectures and workshops, and it teaches about things like Anglicanism, what is Anglicanism, spirituality, and teaches on a variety of subjects that assist with understanding ministry in its broad sense.
Greetings. The 2 years I spent completing FOX training were very enriching for me, and what stands out as most valuable from this time is captured in the name given to this training, Fellowship of Exploration. Fellowship entailed meeting members of our diocese from different parishes who were on a similar journey to the journey I was on, and building relationships with them as together and individually we explored our callings. Many of the people I met during these 2 years have remained close friends to today. We often exchange ideas and draw on each other's varied knowledge and experience. Fellowship and exploration also took place in the context of regular meetings with my mentor, who provided a constructive, safe space where any issues that cropped up could be explored in a private, confidential environment. Fellowship and exploration are ongoing themes in life that help us to grow, and the 2 years I spent at Fox were worthwhile as they helped me to focus on these themes in ministry.
Meetings take place one Saturday every month, and halfway through, as you've just joined Fox, then somebody will be appointed a mentor to you to help you on this journey once you embark on theological education, theological studies.
Specifically, Fox for me was a platform for me to discern not only as to whether I've been called to the ordained ministry or not, but specifically for the hidden gifts within me and talents that I'd not put into use or implementation. It was a place where I could discern what giftings I could use within a parish and how it could build me and also the greater community. So Fox allows one to become more open-minded in terms of the various talents and giftings within one's self, and not only that, within the community, and also build relationships and support structures as a whole. Fox is a time where you learn to commit, a place of decision making, and a place of sacrifices. Blessings to all, and all the best in your journey.
Discernment for me was quite a challenging process. The first discernment I got a letter to say wait. The second time I got through. And in a lot of ways, what happened between the two and what I can share about discernment is that it is a well-oiled process that does work. The first time I had a lot more of me involved. And in the second time, it was a lot more of what does God really want of me. The process, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of work to get all this stuff together, but very much to actually share. It's a time when you can share yourself and you can share the reality of who you are and what ministry means to you. And a grouping of having that amount of people listening to you and sharing with you, it's such a privilege to be a part of it. So it's worth following the process, looking at the process, and whichever outcome comes, it's really based on a lot of prayer, a lot of faith, and a lot of people that put a lot of effort into making the process work.
The second step in this journey is Discernment Conference. So once a candidate has passed a number of subjects with a minimum at least of 100 credits, and they have attended 2 full years and everything else is satisfactory, we then write to the rector and the parish leadership, we write to the mentor and ask them to recommend you.
I would say the School of Ministry, through the process of discernment, gives us, those who want to explore the ministry, a chance to share their experiences and their vocation with a panelist of experienced people. And what you take out of Discernment Conference, if you work at it, your journey to ordained ministry or whatever ministry, it's gonna be helpful because you share your experience with the learned, you share your experience with people who want to see you succeed in ministry. It's an experience I would wish for anyone else. Thank you.
Then you would be ready to be invited to a discernment conference, which is an interview where a panel will discern whether or not you have been called to the ordained ministry. So those who have a vocation to the ordained ministry discerned become officially known as ordinands. Then those who are discerned for the stipendiary ministry, full-time church-supported ministry, are usually sent to the Anglican College of Study full-time. So for those discerned for self-supporting ministry, continue to study part-time as they journey further in this process.
Although the discernment process is a daunting one that leaves you feeling scared and nervous because you don't know what to expect on the day, I now understand that it is a necessary one. And for me, the pre-discernment meeting and the morning prayer was especially very helpful, as it eased some of the anxiety I was feeling. In my experience of the discernment process, I've learned that one simply needs to be honest and allow yourself to be vulnerable in that space. The process is, I consider it very helpful, as it allows you to think more critically about a variety of topics. And the support from the School of Ministry is amazing. I think it has also allowed me to think more deeply about my own spiritual journey. And I especially appreciated the recommendations from the panel. That has really helped me to grow.
I have been asked to comment on the discernment process. Yes, there's a need for it, and its need is detrimental for the church growth and its ministry. It is a humbling, exciting, but also a frustrating process. Do not approach it with your preconceived ideas. Rather, allow God's Spirit to guide the panel and to take you through it. Remember, it is not a guarantee for ordination. God bless us all.
The third step in this journey is the ordination training. This consists of monthly training sessions. It also takes 2 years, and it includes skills training within your parish, where it's an opportunity as well to visit 6 parishes, at least different parishes in the diocese, in a year, to experience different styles of worship and environment.
The Ordinance program is a program of continued learning and self-discovery. It is a program that allows you to be self-aware of who you are. It delves deep into who you are, going back into your background and looking forward into the future as you minister to the people of God. The Ordinance program also allows you to go into parishes, to see how different parishes are run, to appreciate the diversity of our worship, and to appreciate the diversity of ministries that we have in our different parishes. The Ordinance program allows you to open up your eyes into those different fields and how different churches are run. And it gives you an appreciation of the vast variety that we have in the Diocese of Johannesburg.
And study-wise, you'll be required to attend at least 80% of the sessions. The mentoring continues, and you continue with your studies, and after a while, after those 2 years, then we gather again those people to ask them once more in order to advance to the next step.
My journey began in 2015 at Fox. And the first year we were taught about understanding yourself and also your personal journey. We were taught, among other things, spiritual gifts, making a rule of life, preaching for the sick and for death as well, and meditation. I was impacted more by the one of meditation. We continued in 2016, where we were taught about the church, the Anglican ethos, structure of the church, portfolios and how they work, leadership styles. I was impacted more with the leadership styles. At Fox, we were also assisted with our studies. One of the teachings were history of Christianity. Library books were also available to us.
The next milestone is the actual ordination itself.
It's a 2-year program. We meet monthly, and once you're made deacon, then you start on the program, and then the next year, if you're priested, you also join the group. So the real value of the post group is the fellowship. So after prayers, we have a session of sharing, because we all bring different gifts and skills to our ministries, and we all are in different parishes. So it's really helpful to share how things are going, what works, what doesn't work, how to get advice from each other and other resources out there and other leaders. And then after that, we have a session honing in on some of the skills needed and experiences needed to make our ministry more fulfilling, and also looking after us as people. So it's not about succeeding or getting ahead, it's really about how we can better serve God's people and be fulfilled in doing that. So I think it's really a wonderful time, and a lot of people are sad when that fellowship is over, but we stay in touch. So it's important to see all of us as a group, clergy, are here to support you in your journey in whatever way we can, because we are all one body, the body of Christ. So enjoy this journey, and may God bless you.
So a person is ordained to the diaconate first before they are ordained to the priesthood. An ordination to the diaconate is considered once at least a minimum of 240 academic credits towards a Bachelor of Theology degree have been achieved. But once again, because this is also a 2-year program, you need to have attended at least 80% of the training sessions. And at the end, the recommendation by the rector, the parish leadership, and your mentor is also sought in order that you then advance to the diaconate ordination.
What I enjoyed about post-ordination training was the regular monthly rhythm of meeting together as new priests, because clergy days are only bi-monthly. The structure of starting by checking in how we were doing in our parishes, and the reflection on scripture together in the collective morning prayer was something I really did look forward to. Post-ordination was a space for ongoing formation, raising challenges encountered, and the opportunity to learn from one another. It was where theory and practical were made alive in a way. The fellowship together was special, and there was sure a vacuum once it came to an end.
This then begins the 2-year post-ordination program. Ordination to the priesthood is considered after the theology degree is completed, and those who were discerned to the permanent diaconate are only ordained after they have completed their full degree. So, the last step then in this training process is the post-ordination training. This consists of, once again, monthly training sessions for 2 years, and that you need to at least have attended 80% of these training sessions. Once again, your mentor that you've journeyed with continues with you until you complete your studies, and once you've completed your studies, then everything else is looked at to say, how far has this person gone in all their practical ministries, in all their liturgical and other practical things at the parish, that they're then able to be ordained priests. And then after the ordination to the priesthood, then one would spend 1 more year in a parish where you've been placed as a curate. And then after that, it's up to the bishop to decide what happens to you.
The post-ordination training was both a challenge and an exciting part of the process. The challenge was that one had to now juggle and balance everything, the ministry, studies, and also the training itself. But the exciting part about the training was learning to integrate theory and practice, learning that you are not on your own, because you had other colleagues there in class with you, and you also had the chaplain supporting you and holding your hand. So it was an amazing process, but a process that was demanding, but also growth. And therefore, thank you very much for the opportunity, and trust that you will enjoy when you get to that moment. Thank you.
So that, in short, is the entire journey of ordination, which altogether requires a minimum of 6 years, because it is a 2-year program each of the steps.
I was ordained to the diaconate in January 2014 and then entered the 2-year training process with a young family at the time. The first time I put on my collar as I prepared for the ordination service was surreal. And I realized that I was not just Colette, but now Reverend Colette. And so I embraced the opportunity for this training as I navigated this new part of my journey. The post-ordination sessions were diverse and covered various aspects of ordained ministry, having priests and others in their field of expertise sharing their knowledge and experience was extremely beneficial. I also enjoyed the opportunities to engage with colleagues in the class, to share experiences, challenges, some similar to mine. And many of these individuals are still my go-to people. I've realized how important it is to remain teachable, because the opportunities to learn and grow continue long after this training. And so may you be blessed on your journey of discernment.
I greet you in the name of the Lord. While you are exploring your calling to the ordained ministry, it is necessary for you to start studying. In this diocese, you are expected to furnish us with a theology degree. Now don't panic, that is why I'm here. Because Joburg is a geographically small diocese and contains the business heart of South Africa, many of the people in our parishes are well educated, and so you need to be also. I am available to all students for guidance and help. The Anglican Church is unique because it is both Catholic and Reformed, so we are fussy about where you study for this degree. Bible colleges are not accepted. We recommend 4 centres. The first is University of South Africa, called UNISA for short. They do, you do by correspondence. It's very theoretical, so no in-house projects. But lecturers are available in the morning, just a phone call away. The second is the Theological Education by Extension College, a mouthful, called TEEC, also by correspondence, and may involve some simple projects to do in your parish. Very practical focus, and markers are to help you too on the phone. Third is St. Augustine's College, which requires students to attend lectures after working hours some days of the week, and the rest of the time you work on your own. Fourthly, the University of Pretoria offers a degree course also. All these offer detailed information on the internet. Prices will vary too, and as you need to pay the fees, you need to take that into consideration. If you join Fox, you will need to have registered at one of these institutions, and most will open their registration in October and offer discounts if you pay before the Christmas shutdown. Each course is given a value in credits. The more credits, the more work, so watch that. Don't start too ambitiously. Keep to 2 courses at the most for your first year. That will give you some idea of your commitment. I estimate 11 hours a week for one course. This means 2 hours a day, Monday to Friday, and then 1 more hour. I will be helping you plan early next year at Fox, but you need to decide before Christmas if you are wise. The colleges will help you to choose appropriate subjects. For instance, don't try to do preaching course until you have done some Bible studies and doctrine. I am delighted to see you succeed. So please call me when in doubt. I want to help you, but cannot if you don't call me. I am a retired priest and a marker for TEEC. The students know me as Mama Pat, and you can contact me even now on 083 297 1750.
Of Johannesburg. And yeah, my experience of COT thus far has been an exciting one. It was, I've looked forward to it. I was really excited when I found out that I'm going. I didn't really have any expectations or any first impressions. I was really just looking forward to what I'll be met with and, what will be presented. And, COT is really amazing. The college itself, the people, I've met so many new friends from all walks of life throughout, not necessarily just the communion, or the province, but throughout the country. It's people from all over, students from all over, and yeah, meeting them and getting to know them and seeing, what they're like and hearing about their contexts have helped me grow and appreciate my context more. But yeah, it's been really exciting. Chapel is not what I was used to. I was, used to at least 2 to 3 Eucharists a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and yeah, maybe, morning service. At COT is Eucharist every single day. So it was a challenge in terms of getting, my mind into that, but very exciting because, I looked forward to it. The waking up in the morning, not so much. That too is very challenging. Yeah, and I've missed chapel at least once or twice because of oversleeping. But yeah, COT's been amazing. The environment, the community of Makanda itself is so beautiful. The heritage is so rich, and it's so quiet, man. The people are so lovely, It's really been exciting. Academic-wise, my experience it's been challenging because it's a higher standard, and I've had to adapt, and kind of pull my socks up even higher. But it's been very, very, very exciting. I've, unlearned so many things, and I've picked up so many new things, and I've learned so many new things, and I really look forward to, what lies ahead after, the pandemic has ended and, things are back.
And I attend the College of Transfiguration in Grahamstown. And today I'll just share very briefly with you some of my experiences of the college and my time there. So starting off with first impressions. I remember as the time got closer and closer to make the trip, and even as I arrived, I was filled with a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm, but also some nervousness. I think whenever you make a change, you never know what to expect. And so I kept on thinking, what will the people be like? What's the area going to be like? How's the food at the college going to be? But yeah, I think we settled in very quickly. The orientation week flew by, and the team was really helpful, and so we adjusted to life very soon. Thinking about some challenging experiences, for me one of the most challenging things, early mornings. I love to sleep in. But yeah, on a serious note, one of the most challenging things for me was, after some time I really started to feel a bit disconnected from the church, if I can put it that way. I say disconnected because, you get so used to, after services on a Sunday, spending time with everyone, and just that fellowship that you used to share. And so I really missed my previous congregation quite a bit. And also family and friends. I think anytime you spend some time away from them, you start to miss them. And so I was really looking forward to the holidays when I could get to see them again. Some of my more positive experiences. I think my favorite thing about the college is just the whole rhythm of life at the college, and getting yourself into a disciplined routine of prayer, study, and also a word that is used at the college a lot is community. I mentioned missing family and friends, but you soon realize that you start to gain new members in that family. And so during this time away from the college during lockdown, I think that was one of the things I missed the most, the people. And so, yeah, that's just some of my experiences. Thank you.
The Anglican Church has for centuries based her doctrine and sacraments as best as it could on Scripture. And one of the teaching is about God's call. We believe that human beings are all created and called by God to be co-creators and co-stewards with God. Therefore, there is what I call a non-called human being. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. Jeremiah says, God knows us, God has appointed us, and God has set us apart long time ago. And he uses the words, whilst we were in our mother's womb. The sacrament of baptism is a confirmation that we are children of God, and we are also friends and heirs together with Christ. As a denomination, we believe that we have fourfold ministry as lay people to edify one another, ordained as deacon, so that one can identify the needs within the community and make sure that the leadership of that community meet those needs. As priest, to identify the gifts of the saints within the parish, and also to make sure that they are built up and use those gifts, and to administer the sacraments. As bishop, ordained to be a pastor to pastors, to unite, lead, and give vision to the diocese according to the will of God. So the discernment process is not to find out whether God has called you. That has happened, as I said earlier on, whilst you and I were in our mother's womb. So the discernment process is a God-given way to prayerfully ascertain together with you if God is encouraging you to a particular role within the mission and ministry of the church. If at the end of the discernment process we say no or not yet, it does not mean that we are saying that you are not called. May the Lord bless you and be with you as you invite us in your journey of discernment. Shalom.
Blessings to all and all the best in your journey.
God continue to bless you.
God bless us all.
May God bless you.
And so may you be blessed on your journey of discernment.
I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. The details of the Zoom meetings can be found at the bottom of the screen. So come and join on the 5th of September at 10 o'clock in the morning, where we will once again gather to discuss further whatever questions you may have regarding the rest of the ordination process. Thank you.